Hey everybody, how's everyone doing this evening? It's me, KY. Welcome to the stream, as always. We're going to be playing a game tonight called What Remains of Edith Finch. I don't know a ton about it. I remember I was reading either an article or listening to a podcast or something where they were interviewing the developers about some of the themes in the game, what it was about. This is the follow-up to a game called The Unfinished Swan, which some of you might remember from the PS3 library. And it's a game that I wanted to check out for a couple reasons. For those that are veterans of the stream, the couple of times that I've opened up about my, I guess, philosophies, existentialism type stuff, the one thing, or one of the few things that I really grapple with on an existential level is the idea of death, like the idea of mortality. Like the fact that it is a reality for every person, you know, the idea that someday you will unavoidably experience some kind of oblivion or something that you can't wrap your mind around. I think a lot of people just try to write off the concept. Like they're like, oh, well, it's going to happen, so no use thinking about it. Whereas others, they will acknowledge, yeah, I'm going to die someday. But I don't think it really hits them, you know, on a conscious level. So it's something that I think about a lot, like way more than any person probably should. So it's one of my personal phobias, is the idea of the fact that I'm gonna die someday. Kind of sad. Sorry to start the stream on a total bummer note, but this game, I'm not gonna spoil too much. I mean, I don't know a lot about it anyway, but you play as Edith Finch, the main character. You play as the main character, you know, big statements from KY this evening. You're coming home for the first time, and the home is empty, and apparently everyone in Edith's family apparently have died since the last time Edith came home. And as you explore this house, you encounter their diaries and stuff, and, you know, more typical, like, gone homey type thing. But also that plays out, as you discover these things, are vignettes that replay the final moment of these people's lives, and apparently it handles the idea of death in this really kind of like muted, straightforward way, as just a thing that happens, where you want to celebrate more about the life rather than, you know, the fact that that person died. So I'm kind of really interested in this game. It got great reviews. It just came out today, so we're gonna check it out. So yeah, let's do that. All right. Let me get the game up. Give me a couple moments here. Excuse me. So yeah, it'll be an interesting stream. Can anyone name the song? I can't, so, you know. Oh, I can actually tab out, and it keeps going. Nice. And knock it down just 2 notches. Anyway, as always, let me know how the volume levels are. For this stream, I have disabled notifications, I think. Let me check all my things, because they still pop up, even if it's not selected. Okay. Just for the sake of narrative, I think for games like this, I don't want to have notifications pop up and kind of ruin the atmosphere. So if you happen to subscribe or, you know, drop, you know, $3,000, I'm sorry, this is not the stream it's going to pop up on. So so yeah, anyway, Edith Finch, me. Apparently the game is short. It's apparently only 2-3 hours long, so I do plan on playing the whole game tonight. Okay, can I open it? Maybe? Pressing start opens that, which I'm not sure if that's what that icon is. Oh, apparently right trigger does that, interestingly enough.
This isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Turn it back up. Okay. Oh, here I am. I missed that transition because I was tabbed out into my menu. Okay, that was weird. I didn't turn around, that was the character. So yeah, if you're the type that's triggered by more contemplative
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
narrative experiences, then you can tune out now. If you're into that thing, you are at the right place. Did anyone play the Unfinished Swan?
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Can I pick them up? Apparently not. Ooh, hey, I can see my body. Got a little bit of a beer belly.
I haven't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Reminds me of Ethan Carter. I think it's just the title. The title made me think of Ethan Carter too. Oh, did you see that? I just spilled my SpaghettiOs. They've spilled out of my pocket.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Oh, I love these
Maybe
subtitles
she thought I'd
though.
know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Duh, Finches. Good that way or this way? I think... I don't know which way I want to go. I guess we'll go left. Seems like the less obvious path.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house,
That one's just on the UI.
I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I'm gonna get those answers, house. I'm gonna give them. Take them by force.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
I see. The camera kind of swings towards any text to try to make sure you don't miss it without forcing you to look at it. So that's what happened at the beginning when my camera moved on its own. Is the game a good volume, guys? Let me know. Guys and gals. I've been trying to say guys less as referring to everybody.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Got some basketball. That's a weird house. That's exactly how she remembered it,
The
apparently.
house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Yeah, it looks a little unbalanced. The voice could be a bit louder, but the music's okay. Okay, let me just crank up the game just a little bit. I'm afraid it's going to get really loud later. Because I think it's supposed to be on the quiet side anyway. But I cranked it up exactly one notch. Guys and gals instead of just guys when I started teaching, but hearing myself say it so frequently made me want to die. This game's about Kaz when she was a teacher and how she died.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Gary's potting mix. Because you couldn't read that on your own. You needed me to do it for you. What is that? Can I crouch? Oop. What button did that? That was triangle. It opens up my menu so I can level up my character. It is not, as far as I know, it's not a spook game. I think there might be some spoopy moments, but it's not a horror game, if that's what you mean.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Yeah, that'd be too obvious. If her mother gave her a key and she didn't know what it did, and it just unlocked the front door, that'd be pretty underwhelming. Open door.
I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Yeah, this is purely a narrative game. Did I say level up? I was joking. Once I get enough NPs, or narrative points, Nepis, I can level up Finch Senpai. Open door.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I don't know, she did pretty well, even at 17. And needless to say, I'm going to be taking my time looking at things, because that's how you should play games like this. Hello, folks. Yeah, I guess I could just replace the word guys with folks, and it would be pretty seamless. How are you folks doing today?
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Oh, that's a nice clicky sound. Can I do that again? Oh, I liked that noise.
For the first time in years.
Oh, because it just came out. So this does take place in the present day, because she said it had been 7 years since she visited.
I felt like I was home.
That's a lot of books just laying around.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
I wonder if it would have... It had to have played the same line for that to narratively make sense no matter where I went. So I wonder if I had gone into the left room, for instance, I wonder where that text would have appeared. Kind of interesting when you think about it. I'm sure it took a lot of design
like
to
how after Lewis
make this
started
happen.
working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Oh, Molly. Molly Wobbles. Dude, that salmon must be disgusting right now. Yeah.
The table was still a wreck from the
Oh,
night
she
we
is
left.
17. You're right, she's 17 now, but the bills were... I thought she said the bills
It
were
was like a bomb had gone off.
7
killing
years old.
everyone but sparing the furniture.
So did she leave when she was 11? If that's the case? Or when she was 10?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
And you can actually see the family tree if I pull up the level up menu. Edith was born in 99. So yeah, 17 puts it in 2016. Lewis is my age. Edie was born 1917. Molly is named after, looks like a great aunt or something. I love salmon. Salmon's so good. I never get sick of salmon.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house.
It's a
after
nice
it
coffee
sank.
table. Bricks came from the original house after it sank. Whoop. The SpaghettiOs just flew up the chimney. The weird. The Dreamer's Tales. The Aleph. The Aleph. Read some great books like Made of Meat and The Sublime Supper. There's the Aleph or the Aleph again. How do you pronounce that? The Library of Babel. From Cove to Stove. Witch's Kitchen. Swan's Way. Here, let's go out back. We going this way. Wait, is that a door? No, it's not a door. This is what happens when your field of view is nothing like what it is in real life. Oh, that's just the garage. Weird. Does anyone have a window into their garage? That's so strange.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Oh, do you guys hear that? The house is creaking. I don't know what engine this is. It might be the Unreal Engine. Or it might just be custom made, I don't know.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Her name's Barbara. B-R-A. B-R-A. Oh, that's so many books. Where? Oh, well, I think I found the door the key goes to. Oh, okay, it's not a key.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh, that's weird. Edie is creepy grandma. But there's no lock on the door, interestingly, and there's like, the door is like sealed off with stucco.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Wonder how Milton died. We're gonna find out. I shouldn't even ask. We're gonna find out how all these people died, which is kind of fucked. But I'm excited too, in a strange way. It's one of those sweet chairs. Can I operate it? Please. Oh, I can't. He's in the library because foreshadowing.
After Milton disappeared,
Maybe.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Hmm.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Yeah, I love the text, but it's also just slightly disorienting when the camera jerks you to see the text. Barbara's room. Yeah, every room is sealed. Goodness.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Barbara. 1944, 1960. Wow, so they really kept each person's room intact. Ooh, look at this classy wine cabinet. I love it. There's a tall house. Let's go this way first. Where's my room? This my room? It me. That's what the main character actually looks like. Thank you, Serenity. I thought I turned off notifications. Let me see where that's popping up if I can find it. Give me a sec, guys. I appreciate the bits though, I really do. Huh, I can't find it. Okay, well, notifications might play the sound anyway, even though I have them turned off and muted, apparently. Oh well. Nothing we can do.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Uncle Walter's the name of a Ben Folds song about just the shittiest uncle you could imagine. Just an old dude who just eats lots of pills and yells at kids and stuff.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Hey.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Ooh. Whoa.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh boy. Whose room is this? Oh, Uncle Walter's?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
I hope Walter didn't drown. I hope we don't need to experience him drowning. That's gonna really freak me out.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Reading what? Oh, I guess the diary that she's narrating from.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
The rooms are connected.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
It's Hootie's room. It's the Hotline Miami room. Aw, cute little Christmas tree. And a microscope. It's weird. I always see microscopes in games like this in teenagers' rooms. But, you know, I I don't know a single person who owned a microscope
I got the
like
sense
that.
Edie had spent a lot of time here.
I only ever
Before
saw
my
them in
mom
school.
sealed the doors.
Molly, 1937 to 1947. She was only 10 years old.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen.
What?
It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh God, is this child gonna die? Of course she's gonna die. I already know what the premise of this game is. I'm just not prepared.
My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Wow.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
What? Why?
Mom, can I come out now?
Oh my gosh.
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Is she really starving? Oh my gosh. Open the drawer. Find something, please. Oh. I'm so
I
tiny.
kept eating and eating.
Oh my gosh. No, don't eat that. That's toothpaste. No. Oh no, Molly. Why are you doing this, Molly? Is Molly her name? I got that right?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh, Molly. Was she actually starving, or was she eating things because she was just locked in her room, so she was like, I might as well eat some things?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Hello, barn swallow.
I reached out for her.
Oh no.
And suddenly,
What?
I was a cat.
What? I'm a cat. Get him. Go, cat. Can I jump? Jump. Yeah.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Can see inside. Get you, bird. Get you.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Oh, there they are. Interesting how they use the Christmas lights to like illuminate a path when it wasn't obvious.
I jumped and I almost got her.
I'm a cat. Need toothpaste, it'll anamorph ya.
Now I was up in the big tree. I
Oh.
promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
What?
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oh. Now I can be the hunter. Where it at? Where it at? I'ma get it.
Rabbits.
Ooh. I get ya. Yeah. Gotcha.
I imagined his face looking up.
Oh,
and seeing
okay.
mine through there were
Okay.
talons.
Oh.
I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
It's either a trip or a story about unstable physics. I don't think it's either. I think it's just... I think the child ate
A
something
mama rabbit.
it shouldn't have, got poisoned, and was writing the story about transforming into an animal because imagination. Oh, shit, I fucked up. Try that again. There you are. I'ma get ya. Yeah.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What? Oh! I'm a shark. I'm a shark. What the hell? Okay. Look at me, I'm a shark. This is where sharks live. Gonna hunt me some rabbits.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
There we go.
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Donna. 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 Donna.
I wanted fat, juicy seeds.
Oh, take that, limes. Yeah.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
This kid's bloodthirsty. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Oh, there's one. Found ya. Get ya.
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Danger noodle. Or octopus. Octodad. Nobody suspects a thing. Oh, look at that. I was able to brush the text away.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Eat those people. I'ma get you. I'm an Octodad. That's what I am.
I
How
was
far
big,
will this go?
But I moved real quiet.
Gotcha. Oh my god. This is so dark. I kind of love it. This kid.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
This kid is great. Oh, this guy's fucked too. Oh, the captain. Fuck. Wrong way.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh god, guys, don't use the bathroom tonight. You know what's lurking. Oh, I don't think I was supposed to see the severed tentacle. I think that's... Oops, sorry.
I got closer and closer.
I just broke the immersion. Oh, I'm going to Molly's room herself.
All of my stomach started growling.
What?
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know
God.
I will be delicious.
Oh my god, child. Girl.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Huh. Not what I was expecting. I can make it flap like a bird. There we go. Interesting. So that's how Molly died, of course.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
So how did she die, you guys
Molly's
think?
gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
You think she died of poisoning? That's definitely interesting. Her head is under the bed? I hope not. Where's her bed?
Being inside for the first
Oh,
time,
there's...
I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I think here's what I think happened. She was really hungry because she was locked in her room for whatever reason. Her parents just, said, go to your room, stay in there for a bit. So they locked her in. While she was in there, her being a stupid hungry kid just starts to eat lots of things, including the holly berries at the window, poisoning her. And then in her imagination, she turned things from around her room into like animals that were eating, because that's all she was fantasizing about, was eating. She was so hungry. At the end, she senses her own death. She starts to not feel well and turns this jellyfish type animal into the thing that ends up devouring her. Kind of as a way to, like, I don't know, because she sensed what was coming. If that makes sense. Oh, I can actually go out in the window. That's neat. Can't go back. Can zoom. Nope, I guess I was supposed to go this way.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Because, I guess because the mom had read Molly's diary about turning into a cat and stuff. That might be why. You think she fell out of the window and died? I don't know. There was too much emphasis on eating stuff during that vignette that I don't think that that's what happened, but it's possible. I think that the window thing, too, is one of the ways that they keep the vignette ambiguous. Because they don't just want to flat out say how she died.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
You think, Edie. Wonder who the last person to die was. Let's take a look here. Edith is obviously still alive, but aside from her, Lewis was the last person. No, Dawn died in 2016. Edie died in 2010, so she outlived Lewis a little bit. Walter died in 2005. So Dawn, I guess, was the last one alive. She died right when this happened, pretty much. Because this is 2006, or 2016, I mean.
Her room was like a museum.
I'll read it in a minute. I want to just check out the rest of her room real quick. Got some peels. Sweet CRT.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Edie won't go. Refuses to evacuate because of, quote-unquote, a little forest fire. A little forest fire never hurt anyone.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Again, the history of the Finch family using fantastical imaginations to reframe their own deaths, you know.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
That fuzzy-ass bathroom.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Interestingly, I can just... Oh, no.
It was a pretty big trace.
Uh-oh, I found your secret. Wait, I don't know if I want to do this yet because there's stuff in the room. Hope I didn't miss it.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, that's super cool. Oh man, so I think I did miss
Sven
that
gave
thing I
Sam
skipped.
An old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
I didn't read it because it was a book icon. I thought it was another vignette. Oh, I can go back though. Fuck, I don't know. Should I go check out the book icon? I guess I'll do that and then I'll come back to the room. I just wanted, because it seems like a pretty straight path, so I should probably do this first. Can I look in here? We'll do this first.
For
Oh,
500 years,
maybe it's not
the
a vignette.
Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
I'll try to check out the VHS too.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
So the Finches are all cursed. Interesting.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So that was it for Odin. She was knitting a little, whatchamacallit? I don't know, I don't know what you call this. I thought of like a placemat, but that's kind of weird. A weird way to immortalize somebody. Okay, we're gonna go into secret passage. Man, so I wonder if it is possible to miss people's entries in your book. Oh, the VHS. Yep, I'm sorry. Thank you.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Interesting that the young one's called Edith and the old one goes by the nickname Edie. I guess you can't watch the VHS. It's kind of a bummer, but what can you do? Yeah, the darkroom's an awesome little concept because it's a little secret room. You know, it's your little secret. But imagine having to climb through this every time you want to develop some goddamn photos. Some photos. What's the name there? Oh, does it say Barbara Finch? I think it says Barbara. Milton. So Milton took like the same trip pretty much through all these secret passages and stuff. So if Edith has all the dates of when everyone died, does that mean she knew that the whole family was dead already, or is that just a UI thing for the player to keep track? Or both, obviously. Like, are those dates visible to Edith, or is it only visible to us? This is a sweet room. God damn. Really cool room. Why are you standing all the way up here, Edith? What are you doing?
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Explore the universe.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Calvin.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
I'm gonna fly into space. Here we go.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
You think you would use this non-casted leg to do this? Okay. It's one fine swing. Oh. What does it say? Oh, my right foot.
At
yeah.
Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
You have to use both sticks. It was like a
think
control
Calvin
thing.
Always wanted to fly.
Here we go. I'm gonna do it.
Sam,
Oh no. Does
But
he just...
that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh no. Uh-oh. My other foot stopped.
I told him going around was impossible.
Dude.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Oh my god. Gonna make it. Oh shit.
Maybe
You can
if
do it,
the
Calvin.
wind picked up,
Whoa, okay.
then maybe
Going
he'd still
around.
be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Oh, come on. Making
That's what I
it.
want to remember about my brother.
Yeah, buddy. Ascend, Calvin. Ascend.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Calvin was only 11. Yeah, what a legend. He did it. Oh, I love Calvin. He's the true hero of this story. What remains of Calvin Finch. Yeah. And Edie memorialized Calvin as well in the same way that she was memorializing the other guy. Which I wonder if I missed his story in the other room. I don't know. I'm so
After the
paranoid about
funeral,
missing the stories now.
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Okay, so that's the way to a different room. That's the way I came from. Anything else? Yeah, is Sam's diary over here? Oh, nope. No, thank you. I guess it was Sam's diary of Calvin up there. So, I guess that's it. The very hungry caterpillar. All the secrets this house has, man. The Finches just love a good secret. Dude, this is the coolest one. Holy moly, that mechanism. This is a spoop game, see?
The passages were a
Spoop
pretty
you.
tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Spoop you. Uh-oh. You see him? Spoop you. Or I could open this up and go out in the hallway. Or this could be a shortcut. Yeah, a shortcut for later. I think. Yeah, because that's where I came up the stairs the first time.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara Finch.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Oh, it was in the wine cabinet all along. Spook you.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Wonder how Barbara died. Jeez, did she... No, that's not an Oscar. Something that looks like an Oscar.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
You could count how many candles were in there, I guess. Barb Street.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh, it's gonna be a spook.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box.
That was kind of funny.
The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later...
Remember that, guys?
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him. Right on cue.
No, is Barbara really gonna get murdered?
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
This game is called What Remains of Edith Finch. Oh, I'm in control.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Yeah, knock all the shit. Oh my god, jeez. Creepy basement.
Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Spook you.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused.
Rick is a dick.
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh boy. That spooky skeleton. Oh no. And then Barbara proceeded to just knock everything over in the living room before going upstairs. I think it's how Edith is imagining them play out. Kind of reminds me of Big Fish a little bit, you know. I think it's just similarly styled music. It's not the actual Halloween music, is it? I think it's just similar.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, geez. No way.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and...
The hook man?
Was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
It's important. I do that.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
I'm back in Molly's room.
Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
What is this angle?
He wasn't moving.
Gosh.
But she sensed the story might not be over yet.
And gone? Nope. And now I'm a murderer. Great. Bet you didn't expect that. Of course.
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Oh no. Oh no.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
I was to say two murder.
Oh dear.
Just like Scream. Oh.
The monsters had
Oh.
come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
What?
And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time.
Oh, he was right there.
Took it all pretty hard.
Oh.
But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh, no.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Huh.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So, I think her boyfriend murdered her. I guess that would be the only explanation why he just disappeared, was never heard from. He murdered her and left town. And like Kaz said, the comic said her boyfriend was her biggest fan. Oh, wow, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Molly ate her. It's come full circle. Alright, I guess the only way to go is back the way I was. Which now I know that music box secret.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Time to do it. He was the only one who knew the music box significance. That was home. Don't be an ear. Please no ear. Thank you. KY looks at cleaning supplies as if there's any significance to the stream. Yep. Creepy basement time. Guess maybe it's just the water heater.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Another? Maybe Walter killed her. The Halloween theme was playing the whole time after all. Interesting theory. And then he killed Rick the Dick. In fact, I bet Rick the Dick was the first to die. I mean, they call him Rick the Dick for a reason. That's what everyone calls him.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Preben. Oh.
Turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Dude, everyone in the Finch family just has a secret passage built into the house. What? No way. A fucking cave.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Just a cool little bunker to live in. Walter, 1952-2005.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Jeez. Oh my god.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just...
Jeez. Was he really
stopped.
down here the whole time?
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Now, real talk for a second. Can man survive off of peaches alone? Is that all he ate? Looks like he has spices. What nutrients do peaches have, and what nutrients do they lack? Is it possible?
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
So maybe he was just hiding from the curse. Like he knew all the other Finches died in really dubious circumstances because of the Finch curse. That he just thought he'd wait out in his bunker, you know. The monster won't get him there.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
What's happening?
Whatever's out there,
Oh.
I want you to know, I'm ready for it.
It seems that Walter became afraid of the world, either afraid of the Finch curse, how everyone dies really strangely,
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
and he holed himself up in a bunker for 30
I don't mind
years
if I
apparently.
only left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Goodness. The train was shaking his building.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Wow, so Walter really was down there the whole time. Okay, so overall synopsis. We'll take a short break to go over the story so far. You play as Edith Finch, and you're returning to your home after a long absence. You're 17 years old. I think they say you haven't been there for 6 or 7 years. And you come home to see what's going on. And everyone, your entire family has died. Which I think Edith, returning to the house, knew of this fact because her journal already had death dates filled in. But yeah. So now she's going back into the house and exploring it and discovering how each person in her family died. And it plays out through various vignettes, and it's all very kind of like Big Fish, the movie Big Fish, except focusing on the death of each individual person. And it's interesting because they don't put a huge emphasis on the deaths themselves. The
I'm sure
deaths
my mom was trying to protect me.
Are just kind of there, like they're just something that happened, you know, to them. It's not an emphasis. It's not like, oh, then this is how he died. It's more focused on like how they died and the life that they were living, like their mindset when it happened. Oh, wow. And that was Walter's story, so I'm not sure if he was just agoraphobic or scared of the world or scared of dying like the other Finches. So he holed himself up. I'm just not completely certain. And that's the thing too, each vignette is kind of ambiguous as to what actually happened, which is kind of cool. 37 years. Walter was down here in this bunker before he got sick of it and decided to stop being afraid. But yeah,
She was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
I believe it was his fear of death that put him down there. And that the train was mostly symbolic because he just talked about how he didn't want to end up
She never told me about an uncle under the house.
like Molly and the others. And at the end he says, I don't care how much longer I have, if it's a month, a week, or a day.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Oh, and now I know Carrie's not listening because I just saw the light go on in the patio. The real life patio, talking about behind my desk. Pork chunkies. Uncle Sam's pork chunkies. Okay, so he ate more than just peaches. The peaches were just to show you that he had his daily routine. Well, that's good. Sweetie crisps. I think after 30... Well, then again, we don't know how deep this hole was. But that's his trash hole.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left.
And Walter was the mole man that Edie was talking about, yeah.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Super interesting. How the Finches...
To everyone else.
How the Finches kind of turn everything into...
But now I'm worried the stories themselves
mythology.
Might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
Hmm.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
I imagine the game's going to end with Edith's death.
But I thought you should know about your family.
But maybe not. Maybe she's the one where the cycle doesn't continue. Maybe she never dies. She achieves immortality by the end game. Just gotta level up enough. Oh yeah, I thought of that too, Binary. I almost said it, and I didn't for some reason. This reminds me of the introduction to Abduction. Edith Christ.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Edith could be pregnant. I did comment in the beginning how she has a little bit of a beer gut, but it could just also be her dress and the way the modeling is.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. And Chirpy, and Furpy, and Lurpy, and Zerpy. Yeah. Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, and Lucy. Oh, more. Christopher, Shadow, Shotzi, Oliver, Bab, Bailey. Bailey had the biggest grave, interesting. Wonder which animal lived the longest.
Sven built the house.
There's a Korok here.
He who designed the cemetery.
Barbara. Where's Walter's picture? Oh my god, you can just look inside. Oh wow. Edith's is a book with words, like the stories that she obsesses over. Did I miss Sven's? I think I missed Sven's story. And Edie herself, but I figured they were saving that for last.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Sven got crushed by the slide. Oh, that's right. The dragon. Yeah.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Just standing on the sinking house.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Sanjay Kumar. Hey, Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, you called it. I was gonna say, I swear.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
She's
They were both
17.
pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
No, you didn't miss any deaths since Walter, but we walked through the family graveyard and reminisced a bit.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Propane. And propane accessories.
What?
Perfect.
Gotcha.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Language. Taking pictures of signs and stuff.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
I guess.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Verb.
Aw.
Gotcha. Man, I want more photography games. Why are there not more photography
You're right,
games?
Dad, it's starting to clear up.
Guys, there's
Still freezing,
an
though.
obvious untapped market. God damn. Nice blurry photo. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Well, Pokemon Snap, obviously, but that was also like 15 years ago. That cardboard cliff. There's something obvious I'm missing somewhere. I'm just grabbing everything. Why not? I feel like it has to be this island. I guess not. Music here isn't really nice. Can I turn further? Not really. What am I looking for?
Definitely should not have drunk all
Oh,
that coffee.
there it is. Found you.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
He's
Are
peeing.
you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done?
Nothing quite like being outside.
Yeah, nothing quite like it.
Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
AustinPowers.avi. And away. Nope, not yet. No, I'm not taking the pic. I want to see how long he'll stand here. He just can't go when I'm watching. That's really the truth of it. That would be the way to justify it and avoid any ludonarrative dissonance. For him to say, "Oh, I can't do it while you're watching me." But nope. Apparently the developers were not that clever.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
I know I'm supposed to take a picture of him. I'm just enjoying myself.
Good eyes, Don.
Yeah. Is that not it? I guess that wasn't what I was supposed to get. Was the bird supposed to fly away or something? Oh. Oh. Gotcha, dear.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe.
Oh, I missed that dialogue.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, You don't have to do anything, but if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Let's get that gun. Yeah, that's a nice gun.
Keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready.
I like how he's taking a picture of the deer with the gun barrel just sticking into the frame.
Great shot, Don.
Oh, what? Oh. Why are you... It's kind of fucked up.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Man. What? Oh, what? I'm in control of him.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh. Go ahead.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh! Revenge.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Wow. I was like, how slowly can I close this book? That's probably the way forward. Excuse me.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Yeah, he wasn't like Walter. His brother, Walter. Is it his brother? I assumed. Yeah, brother. I always thought that taxidermy was the strangest thing. Like, I would never want, like, a stuffed version of my pet in my room. I think that's just the most disturbing thing. I could understand, I guess, how it could be comforting to some, but to me it's disturbing. Many taxidermists won't actually accept to do it. Really? Alright. I didn't know that. I learned something today. No, this isn't spooky at all, Joel. Also, how are you doing, man? Good to see you.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Help computer. Finch control. This must have been, what's his name's? Sam's, right? Maybe Sam would hide, because Sam was so obsessed with space that this was probably one of his hiding spots, you know? Where he would get his little control tower and then look up at the stars. And play there. Calvin, I'm sorry, Calvin. Yeah, because he ascended, that's right. Calvin ascended. Wait, was it Calvin? Yeah, I guess it was Calvin. Point is, the space one. This is where he hid. Which is a nice little detail. I like that they sprinkle like little happenings from other family members throughout the house. That's definitely a nice touch. How did he die? He was on a swing set, and he went a little bit too high and went straight off a cliff, which sounds hilarious. It's kind of funny out of context, but, you know, like everything in this game, it's pretty sad. Oh no, are we going to see a baby's death next? Because that's... What is there to say about it? I guess we'll see. Divorce contract. Why did he leave the divorce contract
Do you
in
remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
What? No.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Yeah, he's a baby. All babies do. When you're a baby, your senses are so mixed. You just have permanent synesthesia. I'm the frog conductor. Oh, I'm controlling the frog. Yeah.
Move over, Gregory. It's
No. What?
Hold on, sweetie.
Oh no, don't tell me the kid's gonna drown, please.
Hello?
Yeah. I'm a frog. Look at me. I'm a fucking frog. Look at me. Oh, yeah, take that. Oh, I'm gonna get those. There's no depth, no sense of depth here. They're impossible to get.
What his world was like.
Get the fucking high score, Gregory. Yeah, speedrun.
You reminded me so much of Calvin.
I'm still controlling the frog.
Lost in his imagination.
Whoa, okay. Oh, this is so cute. I love this.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Yeah. The whale's watching. Is he? Oh my god, the whale is watching. Very nice catch. Very nice catch, Monocap. That's great. I want to control the whale. Let's knock the rest of my letters off. What can I spell? Yes. It is true. We do run the world. Silly goy. Sorry, that was terrible.
It sure made him happy.
Yeah, take that, whale. Yeah. Ooh, man. How was Gregory when he died again?
I know how Sydney sounds.
What is that, though? Oh no, that's probably has to do with how he died.
But I worried about a baby being too happy. I could feel him slipping away.
The bubbles, Duke. The bubbles.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
What?
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh, I'm still in control. Oh.
I wish he could have told us.
The frog did it.
About the world he saw.
Oh, this is so messed up. Please. Oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm so not ready for
There's
this.
so much I don't understand. About Gregory.
Gregory just wanted to be a froggy. Here, surface. Get some air, dude, please.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Oh no, this. I don't think this is Rite of Spring.
he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ray of Spring is by Stravinsky, and it's a really dissonant tune. Definitely not Ray of Spring. Now I should know what it is, but I actually did not. I couldn't think of it. It's on like the tip of my tongue. Waltz of the Flowers from Nutcracker. There you go. Tchaikovsky. That's it. Poor Gregory, man. Just wanted to be a froggy.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry. And
Dude,
yet...
Gus had a sick mohawk.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
I'm gonna crash this kite right into the wedding.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
How old was Gus when he died? Did anyone catch it? Oh, you need to like blow the letters.
But though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife.
To
make this bride.
Yeah, Gus had a Rufio hawk. Oh no, that just destroyed my immersion. I wish I hadn't done that. Yep, crash it into them. There's clearly one I'm missing somewhere here. Okay, I should turn all the way around, which is interesting. Literally unplayable. Okay. Yeah. And I'm missing something here. Whatever I need to do to trigger the next phrase. Maybe this totem fell on him. You think so? Oh, holy crap! I didn't even see those. Yeah.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh yeah. Fuck you, old man. Suck my dick.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Gus is the fucking bomb. He lives for himself. He's the only one that's gonna survive. Oh.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna get hit by lightning. I guarantee you that has to be how Gus died at this point. Oh, I just didn't get all the chairs. Okay.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Oh no. Shitty, neglectful dad. Thanks. Oh.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Dang.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Yep, Gus was a boss. I liked Gus a lot. With sympathy. Emergency evacuation plan. There must be a secret on this map somewhere, and when you study it hard enough. Oh, here we go.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
And Gus, when you think about it too, kind of had the shittiest life. Like, he kind of hated his dad. His dad was too strict. His parents are going through a divorce. His sister wasn't even thinking of him out there in the goddamn storm. Man, that sucks.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
You can zoom just a tiny bit when you want to. So, if you know you have a family death curse and your kid died as part of that, why would you ever have another, let alone any to begin with? Well, that's kind of half the message of the story, is that death is not the end of everything. That it's not about how you die or the fact that you do die. It's about the life you were living before you die. It's better to live and die than to not have lived at all. To adapt that old fall in love, you know, saying.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
And remember, when you think about it, the Finches really aren't that cursed. Everyone dies. If the curse is all the Finches eventually die, that's not much of a curse. Tell that to the drowned babby. Well, the drowned babby still even
When my dad
was
died,
in a happy
I don't
place
think
when it
Mom
died.
knew where else to go.
It thought it was a frog, and then it died.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
I'm still so curious as to how Edie died. Because she lived a long life, didn't she?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
These are going to be the rules to my chat. Analyze objectively, never stop learning, assume nothing, respect criticism, and ask tough questions. You must abide by these or get shit canned.
But it didn't last.
We are critical, intelligent people here in Kings of KY. She valued science. Relief efforts end in disaster.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
See, Milton didn't have a death date.
The only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Oh, because he just disappeared. That's right. I forgot. Maybe he's still alive, you know? Maybe he really is. This is probably near the end of the game, Snodge. It's a short game. It's apparently 2 to 3 hours long. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours. I've been going at a pretty decent pace through. Just check out the sites a little bit. Yeah, I wonder how they are going to reminisce about Milton's death if he just disappeared one day. Is it just Edie's speculation as to how he went? Or maybe he left a note or something? I don't know. He liked architecture. Geometry.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Oh, you can even see the tracks. Yeah, I figured he was an artist since his gravestone, or his monument, I should say, had the paintbrush on it.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
So him leaving was definitely like premeditated. He left on purpose or possibly committed suicide. And that was his note. Or maybe he actually painted a portal and stepped into it. I don't know. That face. That's my next emote. Lived by Milton. I was expecting an Unfinished Swan reference since that game had a lot of black paint in it, you know.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh no, don't make me walk all the way back around. That's stupid. Please. Or is there a ladder up or something? Why did they do that?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Louis.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Louis knew I'd party. Alright, Louis, we're going in. I don't know, I could see the ending going either way. Either Edith dying at the end or her, you know, or just not her not dying, just kind of going on and living her life. Because either way, it's meaningful. Okay. Oh yeah. Check out this shag pad.
Smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I like how this poster doesn't beat around the bush. It doesn't say like legalize it or legalize pot, just says legalize marijuana. Very straightforward.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
Other than all that dank weed he smoked, bruh. With his sick dual monitor setup.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Oh my God.
Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Okay.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
I'm controlling this, by the way.
His mind began to...
Imagine doing this for 8 hours at a fucking time.
wander.
Oh, that's my left stick. Oh God, okay.
I asked him to describe it.
Right stick controlling fish, left stick controlling person.
He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Oh, I hope he doesn't chop his hand off. Jesus Christ, that'd be gruesome. Couldn't I just ignore
Then something moved.
the fish and
Bats.
just...
And
Ooh.
toads.
What happens if I just ignore it? Ignore the fish.
And things that have not names.
I don't want to break the immersion.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
Yeah, it kind of blocked the screen, but I could still see.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
The game is getting more and more high fidelity.
But he found something more.
Bonfire lit. Whoa, it's 3D!
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
What's so bad about daydreaming when this is your job for 8 hours a day?
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Oh.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Aw, buddy. I got a buddy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Oh.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Jeez.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Whoa.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Conquered. I would love a whole game in this style.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Kind of reminds me of Flame in the Flood a little bit.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Huh. What? So he just stayed there at work? They didn't just, like, force him to leave?
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Try sliding the fish instead of moving all the way a chopping block with your hand. What do you mean sliding the fish? I mean, when you get close to it, it snaps into place.
Handsome queen.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
The queen was on her own quest for... sinister serpents.
No, you can't let go of it. It automatically grabs and lets go. You just move the location of the hand.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Geez, you can't even see the machine anymore. Holy Christ. This is so messed up.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Get out of here.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know.
I thought he had to switch for a second. Instead, he just has half a Nintendo DS. Nintendo OS.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
They have like baseball shirts. Oh my god, he's not even moving a fish anymore. He just lost his mind.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. Waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Oh my god.
Bend down his head. best I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
That was so disturbing. Jesus. My gosh. He had a sick PlayStation 1 knockoff, though.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Good one, Edith. Yeah, that was so fucked. Poor Lewis, just, you know, consumed by drugs and then just left to his overactive imagination and how dull everything was, I guess.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
I think that might have been a little bit of a glitch.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
This game's gonna make me cry like a bitch. I'm calling it now.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Did we see, what about Dawn's death? Did we miss it? Or is this old Edith? Like Edie's death?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Dang. I thought the fire pole just went back down. Captain Technicality. I might have just missed it though. It seemed like it just went back down to a room I was already in. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it didn't.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Oh.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
They're dead because of her stories?
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Can I get to see the old house?
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Yeah, I think the tide's gonna come back.
When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Oop. Did I? I guess I did. I didn't press anything. You had one job, Edith, and that was to walk straight.
I started seeing things.
Guess what the fog's a metaphor for?
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
that's some memories right there.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
So she died giving birth to the child. Wow, that was a really good game. I think all games should end in credits of the entire cast baby pictures. Like all these babies made this game. God damn. Huh. There's the only thing that is unresolved to me that I'm not sure how to interpret, and maybe you guys can help me with this, was the comment saying it's the reason, like, these stories, it's because of these stories that all these people died, or all of my children are dead, or whatever. Would Edith write, man, old Edith, I'm talking about, Edie, because they didn't go over her death. Would she predict their deaths or something? Write them in a story? You think Dawn was just lashing out? I don't know. That was a bit on the nose. That was the only thing that kind of is left a bit unexplained, but otherwise, that was a really good story. It caused Walter to be scared to live, so maybe being scared of death was what caused it. Well, that's what happened with Walter's death, but a lot of kids died because they were afraid of the stories passed down in the family. You think that their fear of death caused a lot of those deaths? Because, I don't know, maybe a couple, like Walter's, obviously. But that's about it. Most of the other ones seemed circumstantial. The emotional mother wants it to be that simple. Yeah, maybe. Dawn probably didn't appreciate how Edie romanticized the family's death. Yeah, that's true too. Like that she would make these fantastical stories almost belittling their deaths in a way. But, it really wasn't about their deaths or the fact that they died. It was about the people they were, you know, and the lives they were living and the things they were doing when they did die. Really interesting story. That's a really tall wall that we're looking at. Man. Wonder what magical adventure Edie had in the old house before she died. Yeah, I was really expecting that story to go into the old house, you know. But it didn't. It stayed outside. And what's interesting is that in that flashback where Edie was going into the fog towards the old house, that was a diary written by Edie of a memory that young Edith was reading, so that means that Edie did not die during that story. So I wonder how that story ends there, Edie's story. Yeah, Dawn, I don't know if I missed her story or what. And if you look, the stories do go from bottom to top. Like, the location of that person's death in the house corresponds with where they are on the family tree, which is also kind of interesting. Because the family tree is not only like an accurate family tree of the relationships between each people, but it's also the location of the house. So the house itself is the family tree, you know? It's kind of cool. Let's see, if I go... Are there any of these that I missed? Goes down. Edie and Dawn's are together. And I guess because this was Edith's journal, there's no death date, even though it's Edith's child that's reading the journal. I guess that makes sense. I think Edith, Dawn, and yeah, okay. All three of their deaths is just one thing, which is why those other circles appear. Got it. Yeah, wow, what an interesting game, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed it. It's a lot to swallow and think about, but overall I'm very glad I played it. Very glad I streamed it. If you're your first time tuning in, welcome. I would appreciate a follow if you're not. I think I'm going to do a couple more kind of narrative games in the future. I've been planning on doing Firewatch sometime soon, which if I do that, I was thinking about doing it like without the map markers, like the guide. I hear it's a more interesting playthrough if you play through Firewatch just following the paper map and your compass and your instincts and stuff. Apparently the game is cooler that way, but I don't know how frustrating that would be. Maybe I should just stick to it with the guide going. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see if there is any new art this evening. Take a quick look at the Boru. Give me a sec. And I kind of want to start up a point-and-click adventure. It's been a long time since I've done one of those, so I was thinking either Full Throttle Remastered, or maybe, what's it called? Shardlight is one I've been meaning to do for an extremely long time now. Apparently that's really good. There's one new art to show. Let me grab it for you. One sec, guys. This art This amazing art is from Bechuga. It's a rendition of Brisket, the corgi paladin that everyone loves. Look at him, he's beautiful. He says, "Hey, Brisket." And you're just like, what? A man's best paladin. I love that it actually has like the longsword and everything just dragging behind him. Because that's exactly what Brisket uses to fight. That's great. Thank you so much for that, Bechuga, if you're watching. I've actually never played a Sam and Max game, believe it or not. Quick announcement too, if you are subbed to the channel, because I know that this is a pretty new thing, we just started a sub Discord that you can join. So feel free to speculate with me about Edith Finch and make suggestions as to streams and just shoot the shit. It's a good place to do it. Alrighty. I think that's going to wrap up the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, I was also going to try to get my Vive set up again. If I can get it working, then I'd love to stream Rick and Morty VR, of course. Because of how crazy, crazy proud I am of Carrie and her game studio for making that game. It looks amazing, and I've wanted to watch the streams of it, but I also don't want to spoil it for myself, so it's like, oh, what do I do? Man. Anyway, I'm gonna head out, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.